There was once a girl named Bella. She lived in a small town. Bella was a bright and cheerful girl, but she had a big problem. She liked to tell lies. It seemed like she couldn't stop herself from making up stories that were not true. It didn't matter if she was at school or at home. At school, Bella's classmates often found it hard to trust her because they knew that she might be saying something that wasn't true. Bella would often make up stories about her amazing adventures during the weekend. She'd say things like, "I rode a rainbow-colored unicorn and found a pot of gold," or, "I had a tea party with a friendly dragon in my backyard." Her classmates would listen in awe, but deep down, they knew Bella was just telling tall tales. At home, it was no different. When her mother asked, "Bella, did you wash your hands before starting your lunch?" Bella would nod and say, "Yes, Mom, I did," cleaning her hands with her clothes. But in reality, her hands were dirty. When her mother asked, "Did you get ready for your school test tomorrow?" Bella would answer confidently, "Yes, Mom, I'm all set." However, in reality, she was busy painting, and her books were scattered all around her room. When her mother checked, Bella would pretend to be studying. Bella's lies weren't just limited to school and home. She'd spin stories to her friends, neighbors, and even her little sister Emma. Everyone knew Bella was a fibber, and it made them sad. They couldn't trust her, and it hurt her relationships with the people who cared about her the most. One sunny day, Bella's grandmother came to visit. Grandma was a wise and gentle woman with a kind smile and silver hair. She had a way of making everyone feel special and loved. As soon as she arrived, Bella rushed to hug her. "Grandma, I'm so glad you're here," Bella exclaimed. Grandma hugged her back and said, "It's wonderful to see you too, dear Bella. How have you been?" Bella grinned and started telling her grandma all about her latest made-up adventures. She told her about swimming with dolphins in her backyard pool, flying to the moon on her magic carpet, and even having a picnic with talking animals. But instead of looking amazed, Grandma raised an eyebrow. "Bella, my dear, are these stories true?" Grandma asked gently. Bella hesitated for a moment, realizing that she couldn't fool her wise grandmother with her fibs. "Well, not really, Grandma," she admitted, looking down at her feet. Her grandmother sat Bella down and said, "Bella, did you want to listen a story?" Bella answered, "Surely I will, Grandma." Then she began to share a story of her own. Once upon a time, in a little cottage deep in the forest, there was a boy. He had a habit of telling tall tales. He'd make up stories that weren't true, and sometimes they were very silly. But one day, something really strange began to happen to him. Bella's eyes widened with curiosity. "What happened, Grandma?" She continued. Every time he told a fib, he grew taller. Soon, he started to grow so tall that he couldn't fit inside his own little cottage anymore. His family was worried about him. His lies had grown so big that nobody believed him anymore, not even when he was telling the truth. He felt very lonely and sad. One day, while standing alone in the forest, he met a wise old owl. The owl said, "Little one, your lies have created a big cloud of doubt around you. If you want people to trust you again, you must apologize and promise to tell the truth from now on." Bella listened intently to the story, her eyes reflecting a glimmer of hope. "Did the boy listen to the owl, Grandma?" Grandma smiled warmly and said, "Yes, he did. He listened to the owl's advice and decided to give it a try. He went back to his family and friends and said, 'I'm sorry for all the lies I've told. I promise to tell the truth from now on.'" Slowly but surely, the boy began to shrink back to his normal size. His family and friends forgave him, and they were happy to have him back. He was no longer lonely, and everyone trusted him because he told the truth. Bella's heart felt heavy as she listened to the story, knowing that she had done the same thing to her family and friends. She realized that she needed to make a change. Tears welled up in her eyes as she turned to her grandmother and said, "Grandma, I'm so sorry for all the lies I've told. I promise to tell the truth from now on, and I'll make it up to everyone I've hurt." Grandma Lily hugged Bella tightly. "That's the first step, my dear. Apologizing and making amends is the right thing to do. People may forgive you, but you'll need to be patient and prove that you've changed by always telling the truth." Bella took her grandmother's advice to heart. She went to her mother and confessed her lies, promising to wash her hands before meals and prepare for her tests diligently. Her mother smiled and hugged her, grateful for Bella's honesty. At school, Bella admitted to her friends that her wild stories were just made up, and she told them that she'd make an effort to be truthful. Her friends appreciated Bella's sincerity and decided to give her a second chance. Over time, Bella worked hard to rebuild the trust she had lost. She kept her promise and always told the truth, no matter how small or big the matter was. Her family, friends, and even her classmates began to see the change in her. Gradually, the cloud of doubt that had hung over Bella started to disappear, just as it did for the boy in Grandma's story. People began to trust her once more, and she felt a warm sense of belonging and happiness. Bella learned an important lesson, that telling the truth was not only the right thing to do, but also the best way to build strong and loving relationships with others. Now, Bella's life was filled with love, trust, and true friends who cherished her for who she really was. She also realized that she didn't need to make up stories to impress people. Her true self was wonderful and lovable just the way she was. Dear kids, what do you think is the most important lesson from Bella's story? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe this channel. Stay tuned for more exciting content.